And we're live!
Oh, what the show is going on?
Oh, we've made progress in the past week.
We're on the right channel tonight.
We're on the right channel. We had a thumbnail. It was hand drawn. We hired an artist.
It was artwork. It was art. Come on.
I
did that in like 6 seconds. It was amazing.
So you mentioned it earlier, but what's the show?
What the show is going on? We're here tonight. This is episode 2. And tonight, we're going to discuss the most badass females on screen. And that includes TV, any streaming services, movies, anything of the sort. Maybe if it even includes like awesome like females who've been on screen for other reasons like athletics or something like that. It's very open-ended, and we're not here to judge anybody for anything like that. We're here just to celebrate the badass females that have graced our presence.
Yeah, and I'm totally looking forward to it, but I do have to, we're not going to be a political show, nothing like that. We've mentioned that before, but we do mention some news every once in a while, and I came across some news today that I just have to bring up. Liam Neeson is going to be in the film Retribution that's currently shooting in Berlin, Germany, and it will be debuting in 2021. This article comes across us from the Indian Express. Liam Neeson's stint with action is far from over, with the Hollywood star set to return from the genre in the new movie Retribution. The movie, said to be in the same vein as Keanu Reeves' 1994 blockbuster Speed, will be directed by Nimrod Antal of Predators and Vacancy fame.
Legendary.
So we have Speed in a car, and we have
basically
Liam Neeson has taken Speed.
Like, what is up with Liam Neeson? Like, he cannot protect his family from anything. Like, it's just he has a giant target on his back.
So I think it's kind of like movie tropes, kind of like how like Brad Pitt always eats on screen, or I can talk about it more later. It's a lesser known one. How Tom Hanks is always taking a piss during every major film that he's ever been in.
Right.
But I think it's actually the trope here is that Liam Neeson actually hates his real life family.
Oh.
But you know who doesn't hate her family? Our guest tonight, talking about the most badass women on screen, Miss Kim Denuzio.
Hey,
how's
guys.
It going, Kim?
Hey, A.D. The better Denuzio, not that jabroni that everyone seems to know here. Not that other dude. It's K.A.D.
That's right. I am the better Denuzio. We all know that. Know that.
All the Denuzio, 100% less mustache, and I am totally here for having you here tonight. Welcome in.
So excited to have Kim on.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
So, what's your thoughts on this whole this new movie with Liam Neeson? What are you a fan of Liam Neeson's at all, or?
I actually love Liam Neeson, and I feel kind of bad that he's kind of gotten into this rut of movies where his family is in peril, because he could do so much better than that. And to just redo Speed again, I mean, Speed wasn't that great to begin with. So, hot take. I know.
No, I think that's straight facts. What's up, Paul?
On screen?
We're going to taunt you so much with the fact that she is on this show first.
We had to have the better Denuzio on first.
That's right.
There's no way we were going to have that jabroni on first. We have the better Denuzio.
I think we should start a tier list and just like a Denuzio tier list and see how we rank them. Well, but here's the thing: if one of your favorites doesn't show up, then we'll see what happens if it's on the top 5. Might not be S tier, Paul.
Nope.
But
I have a feeling there's going to be a tier of deacons in the near future, and I'm going to be on that bottom tier because, as you can see, I've got future deacon coming on right now. The one and the only beautiful Miss Bethany Curl. Have a window.
I meant to do an air horn. It came out as Blue from Blue's Clues, but welcome, Bethany. How's it going?
Well, Blue's Clues is a classic.
Blues, Clues, Blues, Clues.
I'm doing very well. I'm representing Wonder Woman, maybe possibly one of the badass women we'll be talking about. I'm also wearing the exact shade of lipstick that they used for Peggy Carter in both the Captain America films and her short-lived TV series. I think she should have had more of. And I do have the Skywalker sisters on my mug. So I've come prepared. I like the theme. I'm ready to talk ladies.
She's so much more prepared than I am. I have my list.
More than all of us.
Yeah, I have nothing.
So I
saw Xena once.
He's K-A-D.
Speaking of people who might have seen... he's off cam now. We might have to bring in the juice a little bit later.
Yeah, we'll bring... the juice. The juice is always loose, so he'll be here in a little bit. So let's just go right into it.
So, if you want to go right into the topic?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
We got a lot to talk about tonight, so let's go right into it.
So, yeah. Who wants to go first? Who's a favorite badass woman on screen?
Let's go with K-A-D.
Woo-hoo.
So can I just start with, should I start with obvious or should I start with like to my heart?
Let's start with obvious.
All right. So obvious has got to be my absolute most favorite Disney princess.
Aww.
Princess Leia.
Oh, I thought it was Princess Juice.
And the juice is...
I'm on. I was changing.
He's got the little things, so it
I was
works.
getting brought on already.
Juice.
Oh my God.
I was
His face.
trying to grab my toys.
So it's like a
I was
string.
gonna set up a new background.
And he shaved his face.
Oh my god!
I was not prepared.
So we were talking before backstage about how we were going to have the juice here play Paul Denuzio in the Paul Denuzio movie in his like late 20s into early 30s era, and he had the handlebars here. They're gone. We have. Oh wow! Did you get in character too?
I even put on a female shirt.
I'm
ready.
That is the best.
I was like, I'm not prepared. I gotta get prepared.
I know. Cheers. Cheers to that.
Cheers, everyone.
Absolutely.
Here's the
The
badass.
juice is loose.
Juice, you're the best.
Wow.
A guilty mustache. I'm dead.
The juice is loose.
You have the part, I think, officially.
So the stream is already derailed. Wait, is that a queen hat?
Hey, we were talking about one
Oh,
of the
if you had a
most
queen hat, I was going to be so happy.
We
So,
do
Princess Leia.
Princess Leia.
Yeah.
As much as I
No,
love it because I do.
I don't know if they sell those ones yet for the whatever those are. Whatever those are. All right.
But Kim-
Choo-choo, bringing it back on the rails.
Yep, we're just going to segue back in. So, Kim, what do you love about Princess Leia? Why is she the most badass? Like,
Okay. So I feel like Leia is the obvious badass because she don't take no shit. And she gets herself out of her own jams. She doesn't need a man to do anything for her. And she's sass. She's just got the sass happening all the time. Like when Luke walks in, aren't you a bit short for a stormtrooper? Like somebody's coming into your cell and you're giving them sass. I mean, it's amazing. And then, you know, when you go to 7, 8, and 9, 7 and 8, and then 9, here she is. She's a woman who has gone through tragedy in her life. She's gone through whatever the Galactic's version of a divorce is, and she's lost her son, and she's like general of an army, and she's just got a lot of trauma and tragedy, and she still is just like powering through. And then you find out that she's going through, and she trained to be a Jedi with Luke, but that's not the path that she ended up choosing. She could have very easily chosen that path. She's more force powerful than Luke even is, and she chose not to do that. She chose to lead the rebellion again. So she's the badass. She's the ultimate badass.
We discussed this earlier, actually.
Yeah. I don't know, Ferris. You tell me.
Well,
we like a little intrigue.
That's for us to know and for you to find out. And if you have to ask, you'll never know.
Well, and I think that even with an unfortunate passing, they did so much honor to that character in the new trilogy, and cementing her as sure, she was a snarky youth and that kind of thing, but she grew up through the plot. I think she has one of the best, if not actually the best, character arcs in the original trilogy through to the new one.
From 4 through 9, I agree with that.
Wow,
did I just agree with something AJ said?
Don't worry, you're gonna agree with me more, but it's not about the men talking tonight.
Yeah, AJ. I'm just kidding. Can I just say that?
So, Liz, here's the thing about mansplaining. Have you heard about it?
I have heard about it.
Well, let me tell you about it.
Especially as a Star Wars fan.
I'm sorry, I don't live with that in my house. I don't tolerate it.
That is badass.
The best news,
Absolutely.
But yeah, the one thing I was the most upset about, or most concerned about as a Princess Leia fan, hardcore Princess Leia fan my whole life, was that I would never get to see Leia wield a lightsaber. And I'm very happy that even with the unfortunate passing of Carrie Fisher, that they were able to bring my dream to fruition. The entire time I was like, they're saving it till 9, they're saving it till 9. And they were, but unfortunately they did have to do a little movie magic to make us be able to see it. But it does make my Leia heart so happy that I did finally get to see her wield the lightsaber. Although that's not the only thing that makes her badass, obviously, but that just really was the cherry on the sundae for me. And I think any person who can hold their own with Han Solo definitely deserves some recognition, because she doesn't take any shit from him. And he's a guy that can definitely be a smooth talker and definitely can bring the sass. And I think that she is a great equal for him, because she's very toe to toe. But I mean, literally from her big, iconic, she could have been a damsel in distress, and immediately that second that rescue takes place, you realize that she does not need rescuing, and that she's going to shoot her own way out, so to speak. So yeah, the iconic, aren't you a little short to be a stormtrooper? In a sentence, we knew she was not to be messed with. She was not going to be your average damsel in distress. She was here to kick butt and take things.
Oh yeah, and seeing her as a kid, you don't necessarily get a lot of the dialogue. When I was a kid watching the old original trilogy, you just like the lightsabers, you like the gunfights, but then going back and seeing some of the best stuff from the original trilogy is the dialogue between Princess Leia and Han Solo, and the back and forth, and you actually really understand the love that develops between the two of them, and it's just hilarious to see it just between the two of them.
I love that everybody that we know who's in this chat right now, we are derailing the show as much as possible while having this super serious conversation.
Yeah, I'm trying to have a serious discussion about the love between two great sci-fi characters, and I see Paris talking about pimps.
The love, Ferris. We're not here to talk about pimps. We're here to talk about the love. We're here to talk about badass females.
Well, we could
Great.
bring Lando.
We
Space
could
Pimp.
also talk about
Space
him a
pimps.
little bit.
Him and his love for his robot, you know.
Another badass female character in the Star Wars universe. In a sense. I know some people don't love her, but I thought, I was here for her fighting for droids' rights, okay?
Oh, yeah.
That's facts. That happened. That was a.
Yeah. Solo was good. It was not a great movie. It was not a necessary movie, but it was good. That's the point. That's a whole tangent for a whole other day.
Well, like Princess
You're
Leia,
coming back on the Star Wars episode, and we're gonna talk this shit out. This is
So,
a real thing.
Princess Leia would not have been as much of a
Solo's
badass
not a monolith.
if it weren't for Carrie Fisher, though.
Yeah.
I mean, Carrie Fisher herself,
Absolutely.
Accurate.
is like the supreme badass. Like on or off screen, she's just. I don't think I can name another female actress that defines the female badass as much as Carrie.
True.
Argue me if you want, but that to me is the ultimate.
Even seeing her in Blues Brothers when she's holding a bazooka to Dan Aykroyd.
Just everything she's in, even aside from Princess Leia, she just owns every single role, no matter how nominal or how just like silly or whatever it is. She owns every scene she's in.
And just her awareness of, living with bipolar and how you can still be a badass female and successful and all the greatness that she is. And I love that she never shied away from it and was like, hey, bitches, I'm bipolar. Deal with it.
Yeah, I was actually just gonna say that her awareness and her making aware of mental illnesses and just normalizing it in her real everyday life was just, it was like when she came out as saying, I have bipolar,
Right.
Everyone was just so shocked. They're like, oh my God, our princess. And she's like, fuck you all. Oh God, sorry. Am I okay to say that?
Hey, fuck yeah.
There is
All
as
right.
much drinking and cursing and forgetting whatever the fuck we're talking about as
Alright.
imaginable.
Good.
Good.
Good. Okay. Anyway, so she was like, fuck you all. Like, I'm still the same person. So for her to be bringing that awareness,
she's
like the ultimate badass across the board in all dimensions.
Holy shit, you were right.
Well, and it's going on generationally now. Like, I watched the show Scream Queens when it first came out, and there was this young actress who was just doing a great job playing a ditzy character in that. And I looked up who Billie Lourd was and found out, holy shit, that's Carrie Fisher's daughter.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Reynolds, Carrie Fisher,
All across the board.
Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic. She was so great in Booksmart.
Billy Lourd and Booksmart,
Amazing.
add her to this list because
Look, we might as well just talk about that family lineage the entire night because super badass.
The entire stream on this, I think.
I could and I would.
Brandy just brought in a new rule that we should have right here. Also, Brandy, if you ever want to be on this show at any point, you know how to get a hold of us because you're
Come on down.
What you doing
one
in
of
2
the
weeks,
biggest
Brandy?
badass in streamings. So.
All right, so why don't we move along to this lovely lady for her first choice?
Obviously, I'm representing her in my own song, so I have to. You can't talk about badass females and not talk about Wonder Woman, one of the OG badass females. Going back, I know it's on screen, but obviously she started in comics, but has been probably part of all of our childhoods in various TV shows. And then finally, just a few years ago, was able to be brought to the big screen by a badass female director, acted by the lovely Gal Gadot. And I think what's great about Wonder Woman is not only can she literally kick your ass and take your name, but the fact that she is a uniquely female badass. I loved in the movie that she was excited about ice cream and babies. Like, that's very so quote unquote girly girl things, but like her basically femininity and her humanity comes from being a very kind of female based hero. and stuff like that is kind of what makes her, I think, not only just a badass. I think a lot of times, and no disrespect to people, James Cameron, I'm looking at you, who think that basically to make a badass female character, you have to make them a man. I think what makes Wonder Woman and characters like Princess Leia, who we've already discussed, is that they are very, very definitely female, but also very, very definitely, badasses. And obviously that no man's land scene is just like, I mean, you can say what you want about the third act of the movie. I know it's not great, CGI, blah, blah, blah. But that no man's land, just the overall feeling of walking out of that theater after being such a superhero fan my whole life and going to the theater and seeing all these, male characters and walking out and being like, is this like what guys feel like all the time when they walk out of the movie theater and like see like a Marvel movie and they're like, yeah, I want to like kick butt and take names. And
as a guy, yes.
Yes, exactly.
You get to feel like that all the time.
That's true. I'd like to feel that power. I feel it every once in a while. No, I'm just kidding. I feel it a lot,
but even like before the movie, Linda Carter as Wonder Woman is also
that's true.
amazing.
Let's give some respect to Linda Carter.
The original,
the OG
doesn't get the respect it deserves. Gal's awesome, but you can't forget Linda Carter. She was great.
Okay. And again, all the cartoons, in which Wonder Woman is depicted, also fantastic. So yeah, but oh my gosh, the OG Linda Carter, that is very true. She deserves all the respect as well.
And also Wonder Woman is literally the most redeeming part of Batman versus Superman. That movie is, aside from her, very tough to watch. If you took her character out, it's unwatchable, I'd say. So the character as a whole, brought something from utter and complete shit to just, utter shit, not just utter and complete shit.
Linda Carter rocked it.
Yeah, she did. And, I think that Bethany has a really, really good point, because when we talk about, badass females, I know that Bethany and I were talking yesterday about our list. And if you look at the list, and hopefully we'll get to touch base on some more of them, most of the badass females that we talked about do display those more feminine characteristics, and so it's just about showing that you can be awesome and still be true to yourself and still be true to your gender and still be true to who you are and not have to act like a male or
right.
or anything else except for who you are, and you can still be awesome. So
real quick, there's a unique, awesome, badass female that I need to bring into the stream right now, who also loves DC Comics. Everybody welcome Kelsey.
Hi,
We
Kelsey.
can't have a DC Comics badass female without Kelsey here. So
just like a summoned.
I heard DC, I must appear.
we said it 3 times into a mirror.
Yeah.
So Kelsey was supposed to be on this from the get-go. We thought we had a scheduling conflict, but it worked out. So.
Yeah, it ended. My stream I was on earlier ended earlier than I thought, so I was able to pop on.
So I actually want to go into my first pick based on what Tim just said. And you were talking about how you're maintaining your femininity and still being a badass. So mine's not quite as obvious of a choice, but I'm looking at Die Hard and I'm looking at Holly Gennaro McClane, because that movie would not be what it is without her maintaining the calmness and control while John is dealing with all of this utter chaos. She is too. But at the same time, because she's able to just maintain her composure, keeps all of the terrorists at bay. And without her doing that, all hell would have broken loose, and so many other people in that building would have been just killed instantly, you'd think. And especially you watch her in that, and you watch her especially in the second movie in Die Hard 2 when she's on the plane, and oh my Lord, she's just grown from, she never was, the damsel in distress per se, because she always had herself in control. But by the second movie, she took charge, and I'm forgetting the reporter's name, but you saw the fear in his eyes when he saw her on the plane, and that right there, just to me, just defines a badass female.
I just like that you found a way to bring in Die Hard.
I love Die Hard.
I love Die Hard too.
And
But she's like, it's a false equivocation, but she's totally like the Michelle Obama of the entire Die Hard situation, and I
find every
love
great
it.
It's an even better movie. Is that where you're leaning towards? Because sure, yeah, I agree.
That movie wouldn't, like, if you just had John McClane in that movie wouldn't resonate even close to the way it did. You had to have the strong female character behind him to make that what it was, because otherwise it's just a generic action movie.
I totally agree. A lot of movies fall victim to the damsel in distress, can't do anything without the man thing, and Die Hard doesn't do that. She is badass, sometimes even more badass than her husband. So, like, it's nice having a woman that can carry her own weight, and I feel like it's a better representation of what women would be like in that situation, not just, oh, me, I'm kidnapped.
Yeah, and it's great that he's there. He's there to try and reconcile the relationship. So it's like, it just brings such an extra layer to him and to her as to even why the situation is even happening in the first place.
Yeah, like it makes it like a plot point, not a character, or other way around. Nope.
Character, not a plot point.
Yeah.
I think I just got canceled.
What is going on? Nothing right tonight.
Oh no! I'm drinking Mountain Dew. I was gonna wait till later for beer. That's what's in this glass.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So, yeah. Cheers, guys.
So Kelsey, let's hear what you got to say, because I know you have a lot to say.
Throw a name out. Let's discuss.
Okay, I missed the first part of the stream, so I don't know which names come up, but I feel like I cannot not name a certain person that everyone would expect me to name.
We know.
I wonder who Kelsey's going with right now.
Catwoman?
I guess it's Christy. Totally a fictional character. That's a callback.
All right. If we were just speaking about the Suicide Squad movie, I would not put her on this list because she is very much a reliant on her man, can't really do things on her own person. But Birds of Prey totally changed that and showed why I enjoy Harley Quinn as a character. Where it starts a rough start, but she grows as a person, and as someone that's been in a toxic relationship before, and when you leave it, you feel like you've lost part of yourself because you were so dependent on that person, and then finding who you are as a person, that you don't need that other person, and just like there's a reason the reason it's called the Fantabulous Emancipation of Harley Quinn. It's her emancipation. She's free, she's independent, she's on her own. She realizes she doesn't need nobody unless she wants to have them there.
Right.
And that speaks to me as a really badass move for a female character in a comic book movie.
Her character grew so much between those two movies. It's like not even close. Suicide Squad versus Birds of Prey. And
yeah,
Suicide Squad, she was a fun character and enjoyable to watch, like as you're watching this shit show of a movie go on. But then Birds of Prey, like
those are fighting words to Kelsey, okay?
Birds of Prey, though, I
know it's not good. It's a guilty pleasure. I love it, but it's not good.
Birds of Prey is totally a character-driven movie, and you watch what she became because of experience. And yeah, exactly. When you're talking to badass females, that's what you want to see is, people who rise above everything, and that's a great example.
When she starts to eke out her freedom a little bit during Suicide Squad, and the entire time I'm watching that movie, I'm like, well, she is one of the only people with enough cognitive ability to actually survive this film.
Words.
Jay.
He's been studying for his SATs. He's got some vocab words.
Yeah. I had to look it up. That's why I stuttered.
Yeah, that is one of the
Totally
things.
why.
And it doesn't get enough love. And it didn't get enough.
Just Mountain Dew.
And Kelsey, and this is kind of one of the ones kind of things I want to talk to you about, is that's one of the things that super bugs me about Harley, is that she's so fucking smart. She's so fucking smart. I mean, she's genius level smart, and she acts like such a dimwit sometimes, and it honestly really pisses me off because I like she could be such like a mastermind villain, and she is, but sometimes it's like, what the fuck? Like, use the brains that are in your head, girl. You know what I mean? And it's really frustrating to watch. And I don't know, and I'm not like, I don't go back to the comics or anything like that. I only have ever seen her on screen, and only in the most recent on screen. So maybe it was like the directing, maybe it was whatever, but it kind of pisses me off a little bit because she could be such a stronger character.
Right.
And they just completely kind of cash it in with her.
I've never been more hungry than trying to see her get that breakfast burrito and Birds of Prey.
Sandwich.
Egg sandwich.
Or the egg sandwich, yeah, whatever it was, yeah.
So it's just like,
And I can make one of those perfectly in my kitchen. Life practice.
Do you have a stray Armenian arm hair around and some old out-of-date cheese?
I don't know any Armenians, but I have before, and they were friends. I always know because they always said, Aaron, my friend. Like, so they were friends, but I don't know any right now.
Right.
That's the secret ingredient. That's what adds the flavors. You need the stray Armenian arm hair.
I got everything else on demand, most of it.
But back to what Kim was saying about Harley Quinn for me with that is it's not necessarily like shown as much in the movies per se, because they kind of rush through things, but she really does have mental illness things that should cause her to have bad impulse control. She's extremely impulsive, and to me, her like flightiness has always been to me more interpreted as she made a stupid decision because she was just acting on her first gut instinct. She knows better, but she doesn't end the moment, if that makes sense. And also kind of dealing with my dad. My dad's extremely book smart. Like, he is genius level book smart, PhD like Harley and everything like that. But some common sense stuff, it's like talking to a 3-year-old. So some people just, I don't know, just day-to-day life aren't as smart as they are with knowledge and books and things like that. And that's just kind of interpreted Harley's like, I feel like I'm kind of the same way too. I think and do really stupid things sometimes and misuse words and spell Jake in the chat has a fun time correcting me on misusing words and things like that. But yet also I'm very well read, and I feel like I'm a fairly smart, educated person. So I just think she is very much a person of chaos. She is a mixture of everything. So she's in her day-to-day life, but she can be smart if she really wants to be. It's just she doesn't always need to be.
Well, I like that you bring up like her impulsivity and everything, because, you know, like I know personally when I get to be, I'm a pretty smart person too, but when I get to be impulsive, like brains right out the window. Yeah. So I think that that's a really important point to make. You know, and again, going back to what we were saying about Leia, well, really more Carrie Fisher, you know, the effects of mental illness that can have on these actors and these characters, and them overcoming the challenges that they are presented, you know, through their mental illness. I think that makes people, you know, that makes these women even more badass than anything they do on screen.
I also think that like some of Harley Quinn, again, going just from the 2 movies we have been presented her in, I think some of it she does on purpose so people will underestimate her. And again, just that chaos, I feel like I think a lot of times, again, they're already, you know, they want to underestimate her because she is this kind of like, oh, I'm a, you know, whatever, I'm a girl and I'm a clown and look at me, chaos. And so I think a lot of people don't give her enough credit, and she plays into that, which is really smart. So then at the end, when she's like, boom, phoned ya, they don't see it coming. So they're like, yeah, it's Harley, and like Harley's gonna be like I felt like the whole plot of Birds of Prey was like people kept underestimating her, and then at the end, it was like, in your face, don't underestimate me, kind of a thing. Again, just going off the movies because I'm not the biggest knowledgeable person of her in other forms either, but in those aspects.
I think that's absolutely accurate.
Absolutely fair too. All right, so do we dare ask AJ what he's going to say on this?
Oh, I'm excited.
Well, I have another hot take of a pick. It's not. I'm not trying to do a brand or anything like that, but my most badass woman on TV or film
Mhm.
is Charlize Theron. In everything. Like,
Is
one
it
of
real?
That is fair.
yeah. Like,
Okay.
okay, so when I was in high school, my accounting teacher, we had to talk about his hall pass, and he said it was Charlize Theron, and I was 16 years old, and I was like, wait, Charlize Theron from Monster? And that's
If that's the first thing you knew her from, I'm sorry for you.
Yikes.
stores. I heard it was up for Oscar buzz, so I rented Monster, and that's how I knew Charlize Theron. So it was never somebody that like I thought was actively like a super attractive person, because the Monster thing was the first impression, which is a super amazing movie, and she is terrifying in that role.
She earned that.
But like from that to say 2015, I was engaged at the time when I went and saw Mad Max and Fury Road, and I showed my fiance at the time all the Mad Max movies leading up to it, and she left the theater feeling like she actually said, "That's kind of a chick movie."
It's 100%.
And I'm over like, oh my God, Furiosa!
That was
Like she can defy so many norms and stereotypes through everything that she does, that I had multiple things like Atomic Blonde, sure is very mediocre, like reviewed movie, but she was as badass and as sexy as John Wick, which also makes John Wick look sexier. I fucking love Berlin.
We going back to Speed again?
No.
Not great. Going there. Not great.
55. Keep it under 55.
We're seeing some good options in the comments.
Oh, Ferris had a really good one in there.
Oh yeah, Ferris had one just right up top with Mona Lisa Vito.
But I do really love Buffy.
Yeah, Mona Lisa Vito was
She is
amazing.
fantastic and is not like.
Bethany never saw that movie until like a year ago.
And it was very good.
And then Ferris again with Hit Girl, which like I pulled Chloe Grace Moretz off the top of my head yesterday at work, and everybody just got really confused, and I had to say Hit Girl from Kick-Ass. Like, she is amazing, and Hit Girl was...
Hell yeah, especially in the first one.
Like, I hope that's the first R-rated movie that parents share to their children for Hit Girl.
That's funny you say that, because that's actually, I think, the first R-rated movie I ever saw.
Nice.
I was in middle school. I had to Google I heard about this movie. I'm like, it's like a comic book movie with blood. All right. And I had to find it on a legal website to watch it. And since then it's been one of my favorite movies. So I love.
You were in middle school for Kick-Ass?
Yep.
I'm not gonna ask the age, but on a scale of 1 to 10, how old are you?
10.
I'm older than 10.
No, on a scale. It's a scale.
I'm
not gonna ask the age.
2009.
Scale.
2010. I was at the
Yeah,
theater.
probably. Yeah, you're a 2, and I feel like a 7 right now.
Wait, what year did it pass?
2010.
God damn, I am.
Wait, what?
Right.
What about 2010?
Deuce is saying that he was in middle school in 2010.
Aww. I was in college. You're making me so old.
I was a freshman. Yeah, in college.
Yeah, I was married with 3 kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you
I was
look
married with
better
one
than
kid.
half the people here. So
2010. 2010.
Yeah.
To say
But yeah,
the full title of it on my box office. So you had to do the recording to let people know the show times. And I was like, am I allowed to say the movie? That's the movie. And they were like, yeah. So Kick-Ass will be playing at 10. 10:30. It was like my favorite thing right on the video.
Did you say it in that voice too? That like
Yeah, I had like a
movie voice?
Oh,
Thursday
does
night.
everybody here have a customer service voice?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
There's
Okay,
no customer service at Pizza USA.
so you don't have one, but let's okay, Pizza USA customer service. Can we do a round of everybody doing thank you for calling Pizza USA in their customer service voice?
Yes.
Pizza USA. Okay, I'm down.
Okay, we can do it.
Gotta get a little bit closer to the mic.
Do it for us, Adrian.
Thank you for calling PS. See, it's really hard the first time you do it. Thank you for calling Pizza USA. This is Aaron. How can I help you?
Thank you for calling Pizza USA. Go fuck yourself.
That's not his customer service.
That
I
sounds
don't
like
think
a-
it lasts very long if it was.
Customer service voice when we go through the drive-through, and I think it's the cutest thing. We'll be like driving through Wendy's, and he's like, "Hi, can I get a 10-piece nugget?" And I'm like, "Why did you?"
See, game show host voice versus customer service voice for guys is a different thing, because I will do game show host voice at work for customer service, but I will do very polite customer service voice like a half octave up, like for different things. If I need to seem like,
What theme park did you work at?
oh, yeah, this is a thing that we need to know. Like, he's a Jets fan. It could be Action Park, but he was also born in 1990,
Adventureland.
2008, somewhere in between there.
Oh my God, Action Park. The
Kim, have you ever
advertisements.
been to Action Park?
No.
No. I like watched a whole documentary on it. That place fascinates me.
Right.
I was like, you live in that area? Have you ever been? Oh man, it looks like
She's a little far from Action
it looks
Park.
like a time.
Action Park?
Yeah.
Where is it?
Asbury Park, New Jersey.
How far away?
Oh no, I've never even heard of it.
That's far
To
from
me,
her.
the entire state of New Jersey is like this big, which obviously it isn't.
That's probably what, like 6, 7 hours.
But also, I live in New York, so
Yeah.
Well, you know, in the same sphere. Again, I just assume that New York and New Jersey are like on top of each other. I live in a panhandle, okay? There are no states surrounding me. I don't know anything about geography. I'm like, Georgia's on top of us. I'm like so jealous of kids that went to school that had states surrounding them. I'm like, how easy? Because like you would have known the ones around you.
yeah, I know all of New England. Yeah.
But yeah, so for
All right.
customer service, then can the men have some time?
Liam, you worked at Canada's Wonderland?
I've been there actually.
Wait, no, wait.
You do live in Canada? I
Yeah,
don't know
you didn't
this
know
about
that?
you.
Yeah,
Oh
he's,
my
he's
God.
Canadian. How the fuck did
Liam,
you
I
not know
learned things
that?
about you today.
I've been there.
What ride did you work? I don't know a lot about Wonderland, but I know. I'm sorry, I've like completely derailed this now by Liam working at Wonderland. We're gonna get right back on. I'm gonna have to do like a speed run. at
What the
end to do, like,
show?
honorable mentions to some of my ladies. Well, Liam, you get back to me. We're gonna talk about some badass teams.
Yeah, we
Carry
still
on.
Jude.
I have to ask a quick thing though. Mike, your customer service voice. Is your customer service voice like an octave to a half octave higher than your usual voice? And then your like phone voice, your radio voice?
Peach nugget and vanilla shake, please. Like that's my customer service voice, I guess.
I don't know if that's.
See, like my phone voice is thank you for calling the fragrance outlet. This is Aaron. How can I help you? And like my customer service voice is like what I did earlier, which was yeah. So that's why I want to ask.
Yeah, Liam,
How do we
you're-
segue back into the show?
I know my customer service voice in person, I think I get higher, and on the phone, I do get lower than my normal tone. Like my phone voice is, "Thank you for calling Pizza USA. How can I help you?" But yeah, when I'm saying like, "Hey, welcome to Pizza USA. How
You're
can I help
hired.
you?" I'm
You're hired.
You are hired for the 900 number for PS.
A 900 number. Thank you for calling
Thank you.
Pizza
Thank you for
USA.
calling Pizza USA. I think I missed That's my calling.
Texas data rates to apply.
And then we did the little kid rides, but I've done the behemoth. I have heard of that one. I watch a lot of theme park content in my spare time on the YouTube. It's one of my many fandoms.
Now, what do you mean by you have done the behemoth?
Like
Liam, I think we're gonna need to get you on the show to talk about this.
What's it
Like
like
at
doing
some
a
point in the
behemoth?
near future.
Did you ever see the person who like did the hitchhiker fun? Like, ooh, they're good to go. Or were you more like the greeter?
Or were you the person that actually did the levers?
That control.
Or did you get to like check people's seatbelts and stuff? That's not the term. You know what I mean? The insurance.
Mhm.
Yeah. Check to make sure they're all buckled in.
You gotta strap them onto the behemoth.
What is the behemoth?
I don't know.
I want to ride the behemoth. Liam, let me ride your behemoth.
It's broken.
Oh my god, we need to. I'm sorry that I turned this into the Liam. I'm not sorry, actually. Liam, whereabouts in Canada do you live? We should just be talking to Liam now. I'm thinking you're Wait, I'm just gonna look it up on Facebook, Liam. Don't worry, you don't have to write it in the chat.
I went there on a school field trip in 1998, I think.
Did they show you the behemoth?
And I was like, no, I don't want to see the behemoth.
I don't know how to pronounce where you live, but it's in Ontario, which I do know where that is. So that's awesome. Word up. Why do a jet stand if you live in Canada?
Liam, check your
Like,
your
he's
messenger.
stuck with it. But like you could do so much better. But
I think there's another initial human
No,
being who's
it's
feeling
illegal.
very defensive.
You ever heard of cougar? We're a thing, and
Yeah,
we
he's
want what we
legal.
want.
I'm gonna take over hosting for a minute. 'Cause you're so proud.
Ageofconsent.com PLD.
I'm just gonna go look that up and just
What the show?
Liam, if you could give me, Liam, are you still there? If you could give me a pronunciation of how you say where you're from, that'd be great.
Kim, once we get a Streamlabs set up, would you be interested in a weekly gig?
He is now the third host.
We need like another show just with Kim. The KAD show.
The KAD show.
I'd watch it.
Oh my
So
god.
badass women in film.
So Kim has a really
Kim
good
is-
hot take on badass female, and I love her to
She-
bring it up because
Well,
I
it's
love
on screen, so yes, this is our badass woman on screen.
Thanks, guys.
I really think Liam, I think we scared him off. I think he left.
Want the drum back?
He's blushing, but he didn't leave.
Liam, we need you back.
All right, Kim, drop it. Drop that hot take. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for this.
All right, you ready for our hot take?
Hot take.
Bam. Ursula from Little Mermaid.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
Badass female.
Is that not the best answer? Show me that last night, and I was
Total
like, that's
bitch.
it. That's the answer.
Yep.
And
Bad.
by bitch, I mean babe in total control of herself. So
Yeah, totally. So Ariel, everyone's like, oh, Ariel, like she's so, she's so brave and everything to go up against Ursula, blah, blah, blah. No, fuck that. That bitch is a whiny bitch.
I love this fucking
Thank
answer.
you.
She's whiny. And Ursula is like,
This was way cooler.
I am going to go against the king of the sea. I'm going to fight all y'all fish people by just me and my little stingrays. And I'm practically going to kick your ass while I'm doing it too.
I love this answer. So fucking much.
Are drives me nuts. Ursula gets such a bad rap because Ariel's the hero of the story, things like that. But like, girl does not know how to read contracts. I mean, Ursula was very open. This is what you're signing up for. And she signs for it. So Ursula did her part. She gave her an explanation. She even told her the fine print to the freaking thing, and she still signed it. So that's on Ariel. Ariel is the villain of the story.
That's facts. Like,
Facts.
Ariel was a princess. She could have legal advisors,
She had money for it.
but she's still done fucked up. That's not her fault. That's not Ursula's fault.
Nope.
Like,
Ursula's a badass.
Yes.
She also has a great song, one of the best villain songs.
Love it.
And Ariel has just like zero agency in the movie. Like, again, she's fine. Everyone loves Part of Your World. I'm not gonna lie, it's a great song.
Under the sea.
But Ursula's a way better character, if we're being honest. And the fact that she was modeled off of a famous drag queen just like makes her even better in my book, because Divine is great and Ursula is great. And yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. Ursula's badass.
I still wish for the live action one they would have gotten an actual like badass thick drag queen for it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, for somebody who's like hung out in drag communities and had friends who performed and all that kind of thing, that would have been so awesome.
Yeah.
Or like a trans actress. Like, I wish they would have had that.
There's so many opportunities that were missed there.
Like, Melissa McCarthy is awesome. Like, Melissa McCarthy is one of my other badass women on film for Spy, where she was the action hero. And
I would go with her on Bridesmaids too.
But like in Spy, she was the action hero, and Jason Statham was the dumbass, like the cheap comedic relief that you'd usually have for the female assistant.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they perfectly flipped it.
Yeah.
Perfectly. And like, she pulled off the stunts. She was a hero. She was super cool and still did the goofy stuff. It wasn't like full on.
Oh, that's a good pick.
Like,
Which one? Great pick.
Ooh. Yes.
Oh, I just love Let's Give Love to the Little Giants. Hells yeah.
What a great movie.
Oh, so charming.
Yeah,
That's like
delightful. Rick Moranis, anything that has Rick Moranis in it just is delightful.
That's a sports ball movie, right?
yes.
Yes.
It kind of feels like when the rest of your family is like they're watching football and then somebody brings out pigs in a blanket and you eat one of those pigs in a blanket. That's what Little Giants is as a movie.
What? I don't
What?
that metaphor.
It's like an appetizer for the rest of your day, and it's warm and comforting, but
Okay. All right. Yeah.
it's not gonna. You're not gonna remember a
It's a great-
It's not
specific.
going to give you the satisfaction.
Yeah,
With some great.
All right.
yeah. It's not like, I don't know.
It's not the baked ziti.
Yeah.
The big CD.
Love it.
Juice.
Love
Not the chicken farm.
Kaiser Juice showed up.
So, like, I gotta go. Like, I'm gonna step in right here. We are omitting the most obvious of obvious choices, and we have to say it. It's fucking Sarah Connor.
Yeah, I do
I mean,
love Sarah Connor, but I feel like James Cameron's comments ruined her a little for me.
but like,
Yeah.
But,
forget
like,
anything after the first two movies. Like, her in the first movie is amazing, and somehow in the second movie, she just became like.
I would say I very much like old lady Sarah Connor.
I did too.
Yes.
Yeah.
The most recent
Dark
Terminator,
Fate
and I
was-
thought that was an interesting.
Sarah Connor was not the issue with Dark Fate. Like, I'll say that. You know, the movie had issues. It was not Linda Hamilton as Sarah Connor whatsoever. But Sarah Connor, especially in T2, good Lord, that's just the be all end all, I think.
Oh,
I mean,
what's
I like
his
the
name?
film, but she is great, and I do love her, and I do love Linda Hamilton, and I think that she is a badass. And the best thing that ever happened to Girlfriend was not being with James Cameron anymore.
Okay.
That's basically everyone. Catherine Bigelow.
Classic battle though. Sigourney Weaver or Linda Hamilton.
Ooh, I'm gonna give
Like-
I'm gonna go Sigourney Weaver.
Sigourney had more badass roles.
Like,
Yeah.
okay, Sigourney Weaver, Cabin in the Woods, or Linda Hamilton, Terminator, Dark Fate. Like they fight to the death, like Terminator, like Mortal Kombat style.
Oh, all right. Just to erase everything I said, we got to talk about Sonya fucking
No.
Blade.
We're not going to.
That'll happen.
She's
But,
very objectified. I don't know
these
why.
two actresses, right here,
I said it
right
once,
there.
I'll say it again. Everyone else got to fight in comfy pants, and that poor woman had to wear short shorts. Hashtag comfy pants for Sonya.
But she
Absolutely. So, Sigourney Weaver, Linda Hamilton, Mortal Kombat, battle to the death. Who wins?
And who what? Sigourney Weaver or Linda Hamilton? Was that your question?
Yeah. Battle to the death, Mortal Kombat style.
I'm still gonna give the edge to Sigourney Weaver here.
Like,
Oh, I don't know.
She's so great in
I was
Galaxy.
yeah,
Brian was gonna be the next one I brought up.
Sigourney did, but like Ripley is way up there.
I just feel like
Yeah.
looking at the overall career of them as actresses, I feel like Sigourney has more.
God, am I agreeing with that
Maybe.
jabroni PLD and the bride?
I know, but if you look at their career in action movies, not just their whole career,
Right.
because their whole career, I would give it to Sigourney in a half a heartbeat. But if
Right.
you're looking at
I
just
hear
their
that.
career in action movies, as oof, that's a hard one.
Sigourney's had some badass roles in non-action movies too, though.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like overall.
Yeah, like Dave, she was actually pretty badass.
Oh, she's great. And she also just seems like a great person. So does Linda Hamilton. No offense to Linda.
Yeah.
I just think let's bring me. I think she's great. Oh, Liam's back in the chat. I won't-
Ooh, Liam. Liam
Liam
brings
took
up
it
a great one right here.
He took my
Emily
number 2.
Blunt's a great pick,
I
actually.
want in general. It's
That's
yeah,
Oh.
Emily
She's
Blunt.
married to Jim Halpert.
It's true. I like how honest
like
about badass females. You
Yeah,
immediately were like,
I was-
this is why she's married
jump
to.
out for 2
Great
minutes.
on her own.
Edge of
5
Tomorrow
minutes.
was going to be one of the ones I was going to bring up. Maybe my number 2. But yeah, she definitely really makes that movie. As great as Tom Cruise is, Tom Cruise,
Oh, yeah.
obviously, he's one of my favorite actors of all time. But Emily Blunt maybe steals the movie. Kind of a Mad Max Fury Road where Charlize steals it over Tom Hardy. I think
Mhm.
Emily Blunt steals it over Tom Cruise in Edge of
I
Tomorrow.
agree.
Yeah.
And just talking about Emily Blunt in general and other movies too, like even in like, okay, the Devil Wears Prada to me, like she does not fear speaking her mind at all times, and I think that's a really great quality to have in a person. So like even in that movie, I'm like, she is so badass. I wish I just would just say what I wanted to say all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of love her
No fear.
in Devil Wears Prada. I know she's supposed to be like the mean girl,
Uh-huh.
but I think she's like phenomenal.
I
And I
We
like
made
root
her,
for her.
so yeah.
Mhm.
Like, yeah. Poor Emily Blunt, Devil Wears Prada.
She was great in that movie. Like,
That's great.
anyone
She's
arguing
great in,
that? No.
Like everything. She's great.
Mm-mm.
But never
Emily
mind.
Blunt, badass. There. Nailed it.
Woo, woo.
Yes. Can we like diverge over into like my favorite movie franchise of all time?
Let's do it.
Harry Potter.
Ooh, I know what your answer is gonna be because we talked about it yesterday, so I'm excited.
Yeah, well there's 3 of them, and it's kind of hard to like pick which one is my favorite badass. But I think that Kels might agree with me, and Bethany maybe. I'm not sure what your life choices are. Maybe someday you'll agree with me. But Molly Weasley.
That's who I was
No,
going to
it's
say.
100% Molly Weasley is the biggest badass of all of Harry
100%.
Potter.
Biggest
no argument.
badass.
Basically, all mothers in Harry Potter.
Oh, yeah.
Badass. Like even like Harry's mom is she's
Yeah,
badass.
Lily.
But Molly Weasley is like, she's great.
Definitely has
Power of the moms.
She's the best.
I mean, when you've given birth to that many children, that makes you a badass to begin with.
Yes.
Especially when Fred and George are two of them. Like, very
Yeah.
handsome. That
Can you
wasn't
imagine
just-
raising them? Like,
She needs a
And
medal.
only having one daughter in that
In that
whole
whole-
slew of children.
oh,
group of children.
Like
Bless her
having two sons and one daughter, just having them grow up from being real little, and I can't even. So yeah, Molly Weasley. Let's go there with her.
So good.
So who is
Totally
the you picked up?
Who else?
Yeah, give us the other two. Yeah.
Oh, so then my other badasses are McGonagall, of course.
Oh,
Yeah, like love. She's practically a mom to me in that movie and in the books. You know, she's awesome. And then of course I got to go with my girl Hermione. Like
I know
she's
that one.
yes. Good job.
What do you know? Oh, that's fantastic.
But Molly Weasley's she's my girl. I just gotta go with her like every single time. Like she moms it like nobody can mom it. Yelling at her kids, but loving them like no other. It's awesome.
I know that she loves, you know, like what a great mom that she is. That again, she already has a whole heap of children, and she immediately takes to Harry and like takes care of him and knits him Christmas sweaters.
Yep.
And anyone who read the books was just waiting for Deathly Hallows Part 2, and we're like, that line better be in there. I swear to God. And it was, and everyone was happy, and like that was the loudest cheer like I think that has ever happened in any Harry Potter film that like I attended like the midnight premiere to or whatever. Yeah, she's great. Which against Bellatrix, who is also, I mean, evil.
Ooh,
I love Bellatrix.
Love her.
That's mine. Yeah. Love Bellatrix.
Bellatrix is great. You can't. I mean, first of all, like Helena Bonham Carter, like you can't hate on her. But I think she is one of my personal faves, and who I named my dog after. And I think a badass in her own right is Luna Lovegood, because I wish I was like Luna Lovegood and just like unapologetically themselves. And you know, just I love how weird she is and how okay with being weird she is. And all of these kids tease her, and she's like, "Screw all of you! Like I'm gonna go chasing off the Nargles, and like I'm gonna do me." And I just like think that she's fantastic. And
I mean, if you think about the whole of like the Harry Potter fandom, like, yes, of course, Harry Potter is the main character and everything. But do you think about all of the characters that are truly like lifting him up and building him up throughout the whole throughout the whole movie? I mean, you think it's Dumbledore, and then you find out Dumbledore is actually just like raising him to be like a pig for slaughter. And so you've got Ron. Okay, Ron. And then you've got Hermione, Luna, Molly, McGonagall. Like you've got all of these strong women that are like raising him up, and you know, and really like, because and Lily, you know, even though his mom died when she's still there with him. And it's all these strong women, and I think that's why I like really identify with Harry Potter so much, because it's, you know, it's these women that are carrying him forth to change the world. You know,
I think that there's like, as a you know, young woman who grew up reading the books and then watching the movies, and I still watch them even though, you know, I'm an adult now and I have a complicated relationship with J.K. Rowling, which don't we all? But I still deal with Harry Potter. And I think what I loved the most about all the females is you can take a little bit from everyone. I related to each of them in a certain way, and they also all inspired me in a certain way. You know, even Ginny, again, in the movies, not that character, but in the books, phenomenal. I love her in the books. And, you know, Hermione, I related so much to Hermione growing up. I related so much to Luna. Like I said, just loved how just unabashedly herself she was. And I thought, you know, I aspired to be someone like McGonagall and someone like, you know, Molly Weasley, and Lily to a certain extent as well, even though, again, we don't know a ton about her since she did pass kind of pre this, but what we know about her, she seems like a pretty great person. But yeah, I think it was kind of like there were a lot of characters that were, my age growing up that I related to. And then the older characters, the adult characters, so to speak, I think I aspire to be like them. And I mean, still to this day, even though I am an adult now, like aspire to be like McGonagall every day. And again, if we ever figure out cloning technology, Maggie Smith is the first person.
Oh yeah, love her.
Oh God, please put her in line first because she is the most amazing woman and I love her.
Maggie Smith and Betty White.
Yeah.
Maggie Smith.
Yeah.
and
Julie Andrews. If you don't love Betty White, Julie Andrews, let's just talk about badass females. Julie Andrews and anything she's ever done just as a human, she's a badass. Maggie Smith, just as a human, she's a badass. And Betty White, the ultimate.
Yeah. Betty White.
Of badass females.
Betty White in The Proposal. Like, that's not a movie that is supposed to be a badass, but that role is badass.
I love that her in that
Betty
movie.
White. Who doesn't want to be Betty White? She's great.
So thank you for indulging my Harry Potter-ness for a few minutes.
No, it's fantastic.
AJ loved it so
I was
much.
outside
Like he
for it,
watched
but-
the chat for a
I
while.
heard a lot of words I didn't understand, but I enjoyed every
AJ
second.
is very offended right
I
now
was
by J.K.
listening.
Rowling, so he's like, I gotta step out of the room. I'm just kidding.
I just pretend like there was like somebody else that wrote it. Whatever.
It's a
It's fine.
ghostwriter. It's fine.
It was a ghostwriter. It's
She
fine.
didn't really do it.
I don't know. Maybe magic music or it's a magic
Ooh.
series.
Clarice.
Oh,
Ooh.
that's a really good one. Yeah, I didn't even think of that, but
That's a
fantastic.
good one.
That is a good one.
Absolute
Yeah,
badass.
Jodie Foster's got a lot of great roles.
Jodie Foster in general is pretty.
Yeah.
Like, and
Eowyn.
Eowyn was brought up.
Arwen.
Like,
Anything about Lord of the Rings.
I am no
I
man.
know that because that is the one thing for the Lord of the Rings I do know is that theme. She's like, I am no man. Which is
That's a great choice.
I
but
know,
yeah,
man.
I'm sorry. This is where I admit that I have never properly watched an entire Lord of the Rings movie from start to finish.
I'm gonna
Ooh.
fix that.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
The homework now.
Okay, so Bethany, if we're admitting sins,
Ooh,
I have never and will never ever, PLD, you hear me out, watch Die Hard. I won't do it.
Hmm.
I love it.
I will never.
No,
Oh,
I
I love Die
think
Hard.
your guns. I like Die Hard well enough, but like people's obsession with it, i.e., his obsession with it, like
Nope.
As
it's
someone,
too much.
as,
Get
as
up,
some-
get over
as
yourself.
someone
I
who's
think-
grown
Totally
very
fine.
close to PLT over these last few months, I can only
He has even become
understand
him.
his pain.
His pain, yeah. And at this point, it's like on principle thing. Like I might watch it, but he wants me to watch it so bad that I'm like, no, now I'm not going to. Hell no.
I think that's fantastic.
Okay,
I love
so
that. Like, what?
I usually choose you over Paul, but this one.
I know.
Paul, are you listening?
100% stick to your guns.
Paul, are you listening? I need to make sure. I need to get a message through to Paul right now. Don't make it such of a big fucking deal for, and I'm serious, 13 months. 13 months.
13 months.
If you don't bring it up for a year and a month, you could convince Kim, possibly, if you don't bring it up at all, to watch it on Christmas Day 2021.
As you
That
I was
should.
just gonna say that. Start now, and maybe by next Christmas,
It's an investment.
we'll have a deal.
It's, yeah. Like,
Sorry, Jake.
I have to watch it every Christmas Eve because he watches it.
It's my family tradition.
Oh yeah.
well,
Okay.
you seemed way too ready for that.
Yeah.
Like,
Kim's good. Kim's like, I'm fine. Bye.
celebrate good times. Come on.
I think we're gonna have to start like a lightning round soon. We're gonna start like throwing out names.
Yeah.
I got a lot of names
Let's go,
I
Kelsey.
know.
to get through here. Kelsey.
I'm trying to think. I missed part. Well, I'm not gonna say one person, but I'm gonna say like a scene because I didn't come prepared. But the female Avengers when they meet up together in Endgame with when we have Rescue and that scene to me is like the epitome of female badassery on film, and it's just so glorious to watch. It's my favorite scene in the movie, honestly, because it's just like, yeah, girls, let's kick their asses, and it's just so good.
So, can I just tell an honest, serious kind of ish story about that? And I PLD, I'm sorry that I'm going to kind of call you out here, but this is honestly how awesome my husband really is. I'm going there.
None of us agree, honestly.
Yeah. So when we watched that movie, he was like, that scene at the end just really seemed like it was like too much, like it was so in your face with the women. Like, why does it have to be like that? And I'm like, it has to be like that because no movie has that. Like, movies don't have that. They don't have the in your face women things. Like, they have that for the men all the time.
But no one ever questions why.
But not for the girls. And he was like, it was just so in your face. And I'm like, I know. And isn't it sad that it has to be in your face in order for people to realize that women are strong and women are powerful? And he was like, you're so right. And I was like, babe, did I just bring you down a few sexist notches? Yes.
We love you, PLD.
And the mustache grew stronger from that point on.
Yes, it did.
I think that it quote unquote sticks out so much because it's such a rare thing in film. Like, it wouldn't stick out to you if you saw it all the time. It would be quote unquote in your face, but like people are always like, oh man, here we go with the being in your face about things because you don't see it all the time. And it's like, it only seems in your face because it's being pointed out to you. And if a movie, all the guys are teaming up, no one's like,
nobody notices. It's normal.
About she's not ruining your rep. You're no, you're not the only one that said that. I feel like so many guys like said that about that scene, and it's like, yeah, like that's the point. You don't get those moments.
There's this guy, by the way. It's kind of like this ratio thing.
Yes.
Looking good.
We had to be equal opportunity.
My client is on trial. It is an error.
And it's an error.
I really enjoy that wig, and I enjoy that it brought a moment of levity. And I love how, like, anytime we're like, man, we're real down and deep. Something like completely derailed us. And I guess that's placed out. So.
So Jake,
great wig.
Jake, give us your choice. Yeah.
Also,
yes.
Woo! Yes. Woo!
Great shirt.
Love you, Smash. Love you,
Smash Cancer. Post the link in the chat. I'm gonna edit it in to be in the description of the video.
Saturday, right?
yeah, starts on Saturday at 3 Pacific.
3 Pacific. Yep.
p.m. Eastern to 9 p.m. 9 p.m. Eastern on Sunday.
Yeah, the end time is a little bit up in the air because who knows what the fuck we're gonna do.
What's the
Fuck
start
it,
time again?
we might show up.
It's 9 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern on Saturday.
Is the start time?
Start time.
Start time
No.
3 p.m.
Start time is 3 p.m.
3 p.m.
Oh, I thought it was.
Pacific.
So,
I'm sorry, I'm getting my coasts mixed up. It's 6 p.m. here in New York.
6 Eastern.
And for most badass women on screen, there is Mr. Smith's wife, who's
Dasha.
Oh yeah,
She is
I was
awesome.
thinking about her last
Salute
name.
to Dasha.
Dasha.
and her daughter, who is
Kira.
Little Kira.
Kira is going to be the biggest badass, probably the first 4 divisional
Yep.
champion.
Kira 4 belts.
Oh, easily.
And she's gonna do it like 10 years old.
Papa Smets and Uncle Kaiser will make sure that happens.
Like,
Kids
Make
kids
little
will
10-year-old size belts.
kids in her class will be listening to kids in her class will be listening to nursery rhymes. She'll be listening to Smets's recorded MP3s of his studying.
Getting going.
She'll be
Starting
like,
early.
You're just gonna learn it through osmosis, honestly. Around it.
Ryan Reynolds, Green Lantern.
She's already
Yeah, this fucking thing itches.
Now, you're invalid. I want to know what
dude.
his favorite badass movie when she's old enough to answer.
yeah, what, Jake? Who's your biggest, baddest female character on screen?
It's gotta be Beatrice from Kill Bill, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes. I love that movie. Those movies so much.
There's this thing
Yeah.
where,
Wait,
like,
Kelsey,
any of my
yours
friends,
isn't Harley Quinn?
I said that earlier. But yeah, but the bride is up there.
I don't listen when you talk.
there's this thing where any of my friends who are women have texted me, my pussy wagon died. And if I don't know how to fix their car, I get them a fucking lift. Like, it's a real thing in my community. Like, and I'm not the only one. That's a great
Nebraska
line.
is weird.
That's a great line.
Talking to you. Alright, we're moving AJ for the rest of the stream.
And Kelsey,
No, you guys know that from Kill Bill.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, I've heard that more than one time in my life. It's like, okay, I'll grab you a lift. Dude, anytime.
and Kelsey, I do listen when you talk.
I know you.
The joke was just there.
I know
Is this the time where I can break a rule real quick and mention he who must not be named, aka Christopher Nolan?
No!
No! Drink!
And speaking of badass females, you want to know what director never puts them in his movies? Christopher Nolan, because they're pretty much always dead.
We don't
They're
mention
dead,
that name.
and
We
they have no
don't
characters.
That
Okay.
His female
Who?
characters are
What's the problem
very.
with Christopher Nolan?
And I really you need to work on it, or it's just Dunkirk, and they're like our new females.
So
But
here's the thing. Nolan writes his movies with his wife.
Shut up, AJ. We don't mention that name.
I don't know who you're.
He writes his movies
popular
with his wife. And
film
there's
director?
always a dead wife in all of
Dead
his
wife.
movies.
If I was her, I'd be like, I'm divorcing you right now.
They
Like,
write
I'm-
them
I'm
together.
concerned.
They write them together, though.
That's weird.
It's wrong. It's wrong. I still have not seen Tenet. I'm almost 99.9% certain though that there probably is no good in female character.
Hey,
So
AJ,
I answered 8 questions right in the last journal standing. I don't know who you're talking about.
So
It's just like a little known director.
Oh, okay. All right.
Please
This-
don't say
good thing, though. I was gonna mention this.
Last
this
general
movie
standing wasn't a thing, bro.
Nope.
I-
You can ask me.
around these parts.
I got one
Hey,
question
man.
right. Fuck that shit.
I'm so
I got
bitter.
2, and I also got premature ejaculation.
I think we're all just
What?
a little bitter that PLD was all like, I gotta get in early so I can get out, and messed the whole order.
Oh, I don't know if I'm gonna host or if I'm gonna compete. I don't.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So I did my Birds of Prey trivia, and my only goal is have a better accuracy rating than PLD, and I failed by like 3.5%, and I'm very bitter about it.
Yeah.
You wanna know.
Only goal.
Kim, we're gonna need you to walk over to Paul and kick him in the balls as hard as you can right now.
No,
You know, I wish I could, but he's at work.
The only thing.
I mean, that sounds like fun, though. That does sound like fun.
if we could score that for a clip out for our channel later.
You need it for the movie. Remember, I told you I will give you all the dirt and all the pictures
Ooh,
for
we
your
could shoot
late
the
20s,
scenes.
early 30s movie. I got you.
Wait, did you kick him in the ball?
PLD,
at any point during that time?
What?
PLD.
Did you kick him in the balls at any point during that time?
No. No.
Okay,
sorry.
you don't have the movie.
I think during that time I was favoring his balls because I really wanted to have more children.
Yeah.
So
Fair.
they were, you know,
Necessary.
special pieces.
Ooh.
Favoring PLD's balls will never be a part of my conversation.
Murph. That's all I got is Murph.
Murph. She's fine in it.
She's fine.
She's not.
She's fine, yeah.
She's
He's
fine.
never, I'm telling you, he does not know how to write an interesting female character.
Unless he kills him off.
Unless
Which he would his wife if he had the chance.
Apparently.
So many dead women in every Christopher Nolan movie, basically. It's terrible. It's terrible. I know people love him, but I just can't. I will never be able to like cross that hurdle.
And Liam in the chat with Talia. I mean, I agree. She's probably one of the more badass characters written, but I feel like Talia is such a more badass character in everywhere else than in that movie. So like he lessened the badassery a little
I
bit.
will say
You could have an entire you could have introduced her in Dark Knight and then like
character.
Yeah, she could have been better. It was just kind of like, what? Really?
we're doing
it could
this
have been
now.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
talking
it
about
was
this
like,
Nolan. It's gonna do.
That's the twist.
Really bad. Why are we talking about Nolan?
My favorite thing is I really like.
Oh, I thought we were talking about something else.
We didn't say his name.
I just did.
Why did you say that name?
No, I'm sorry.
Martha.
My little world.
I actually don't think I've given my pick yet.
Do
Bring
that.
it.
My number one out of how much prepreration we've all put into this, which is been a lot and a lot
Give
of
me my
time.
fan things, okay? Speak for yourself.
Yeah.
We have the
Yeah.
bad
Speak for yourself. Bethany and I had a whole conversation.
Yeah.
I love you, Kim.
Oh, there's a problem.
My pick is my favorite actress of all time,
Tell me.
Alicia Vikander in Ex Machina.
Ooh, that's a good pick. I like that a lot, actually.
Oscar Isaac, great dancing.
I mean, great role,
yeah.
great movie, but favorite actress of all time.
One of
Good
Good in a lot of things. I haven't
You can't go back and say one of. You said my favorite.
All right, yes, no, I will stand to it. My favorite, yes, I'll stand to it. But I do love her in this role. Obviously, as a robot, she starts that relationship very innocently with Domhnall Gleeson, and it starts, and then she comes to realize what she's capable of, what she can do, and eventually she's like, you know what? Screw all of you. I'm going to murder everyone and escape and be my own person. And it's awesome. And so, yeah, I really love her in that. She's great in many of her roles as well. One movie that stuck out to me, which is one that probably nobody has heard of or seen, but as her being my favorite actress, Jake, I went and watched
one of
filmography. My favorite.
Your favorite?
In 2009, she did this, I believe, Swedish, one of those countries out there.
Let's go
I think
me with space. I'm like, I don't know, somewhere.
Called Pure, and she is like this awesome just person that just. I think she kills somebody else. It's been a while since I've seen it, but she does some awesome badass stuff in that. If you like Alicia Vikander,
so you don't know if she's
like
killed somebody.
All right, it's been a while. Okay, she was my favorite actress like 5 years ago. It's been a while.
Favorite description of a movie like ever.
I'm taking a lot of heat right now.
It's been a bit.
For no reason.
I didn't refresh.
In it. I've never.
I was playing Among Us before this.
And may or may not be Swedish.
I think she's Swedish. I think.
I'm gonna have to dip out. I've got a sick kid, so he's not doing good, so I gotta go.
Cheers, Kelsey. We love you.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah.
Love you.
Come back
Much
soon.
love.
Yeah, anyone
All
else
right.
got another
Okay,
pick?
so did anybody say Okoye?
No, that's
No,
a
not
That's
yet.
on my list though with
Ooh,
Shuri.
I like that
think
pick.
I
Yeah.
might pick Shuri over Okoye, although I think they're both badass.
Let's just talk about both.
Well, Shuri has
Yeah, I think
like
I
really
forgot.
thin arms. I would go with Okoye.
Are you arm
over her.
shaming? You're arm shaming. You can stop right now.
Yeah.
You
This
can
city's
stop.
scene is an arms race.
Well, we got the Wonder
Wow,
and
AJ.
Germany, like,
Wow.
the two of them together,
Okay.
I think.
That was
I'm sorry,
terrible.
were you a 16-year-old who like invented crazy technology? No. So sit down. My girl Shuri's on it. She's got this.
Yep.
No.
Smarter than Tony Stark. Yeah, I said it.
But
Okay.
Okoye actually kicked motherfuckers' asses.
Yeah,
She
but excuse me, Jake, we're going to go back to what we were talking about before about how Okoye is awesome. Don't get me wrong.
No
But the
disrespect.
thing that truly defines a badass woman is being a badass while also still displaying your femininity and your feminine characteristics.
Yeah.
And whereas Okoye, she's awesome. I mean, she really, really is. Shuri, like, runs badass circles around her. Because she uses her brain.
To that point, Okoye was sexy as fuck. Like, that's a feminine characteristic.
And the criteria of badass females being sexy as fuck is a requirement.
No, it's definitely not.
Weirdly enough, it's not on
Wait,
the show.
I thought that's what Kim was just saying.
No, that's not what I was saying. Feminine characteristics do not align with sexy as fuck.
I mean, both of them were sexy as fuck with everything that they did. But
No.
I would take Okoye over Shuri all day.
No, you're missing the whole point.
I
Missing
looked
the
it up.
whole point.
Because I didn't
No,
want another
you are.
Swedish incident, which I did confirm was tweeted. I liked
Yes,
We are off the
Nakia.
rails. It's
Nakia. I
happening.
really liked in Black Panther.
Oh no.
It's who you really liked in Black Panther? Sorry, I missed that part.
Nakia, I really liked in Black Panther.
Nakia's also
Nikita
great.
Nyong'o.
Nikita Nyong'o is great. Again, she's another actress.
What is
who's
she
just kind of
not great in,
fantastic
though?
and
Like,
everything.
yeah, exactly.
She's, you know what? I think Nakia doesn't get enough credit because everyone is always very focused on Okoye and Shuri, which again, Shuri's my girl. She's my number one. I love her forever. But Nakia, I think, is great because she is the perfect, because of course, Killmonger is the perfect foil to Black Panther. And Nakia is exactly, she basically kind of shows, essentially T'Challa, like what you could be. Like some of Killmonger's points are very, very accurate, but she takes a lot of things that he is angry about and, wants to kind of go about in the wrong way, and she does it the right way.
Right.
And she can kind of point T'Challa into how to be a good leader. And I don't think she gets enough credit for that because she's kind of just seen as a love interest, and there's so many badass females in that movie that I think she's overshadowed sometimes. But I do think she's really great. And again, Lupita Nyong'o is fantastic. And, like, speaks to
treasure.
you with this and like, what? Stop! You're too good for this world.
She's a treasure.
Did we kill AJ?
I'm not going to argue
Is he
with
all
you.
right?
I know,
Yeah,
AJ,
I'm
what's
good.
the matter?
He just
I was just going to try to ask how I bring up Myra Breckenridge.
Wait, what?
Myra Breckenridge
What about?
for most badass women in film.
I'm not sure I know who that is.
You've been just
Yeah,
drinking
you-
Mountain Dew, right? You
Are
said
you
Mountain
talking?
Dew. Mountain Dew.
Wait, I
Well,
need to
I
like.
just recently switched to
search.
beer, but Myra Breckenridge was a character created by Gore Vidal, who also did things like the
Look this person up right now.
what's that?
I'm confused.
Is it a person?
Yeah.
Like, is it a
Myra. Okay, so Myra, I just wikied it. Myra
Myra
Breckenridge.
Breckenridge.
is a comedy film based on Gore Vidal's novel of the same name. It features Raquel Welch. Ooh, she is fucking hot.
So he made this super satirical comedy that was almost like horror level for what it was in the 1960s and the 70s.
Raquel Welch, was this like 50 years ago?
Yes.
Yes, it
was. Novel,
70.
No critical praise. As I say, it's one of the worst films ever made. Oh, no wonder.
Nope. He also made.
It is 50 years old because it came out in 1970.
He also
literally
made
50 years ago.
It includes female on male rape. AJ.
Yep.
What?
You're home. Go drunk.
No. He also made Caligula. And
also, you're home. Go drunk.
You're home. Go drunk. I like that.
All right. So I got one.
Bring it.
Myra Breckenridge, for somebody who's ever said trans rights, they screamed trans rights into the 80s for this movie.
All right. So, like I said,
I'm going to take your word because I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I'm going to totally take your word on that. Wait. So, Myra Breckenridge flies to Copenhagen to get a sex change operation, becoming the beautiful Myra.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I see this.
Yeah. And it was a sabotage of the rich family that she was born into. And she said, fuck you to your entire political family that is so important to you. I need to live as me. And it's kind of beautiful. This is coming from Gore Vidal, who, I don't know if you don't know who Gore Vidal is, he's kind of like Hunter S. Thompson before Hunter S. Thompson.
No, that is not a fair comparison.
It sounds to me like the film is garbage, but the book is probably pretty good. So I'll read the book.
The portrayal is good. The film is.
I was only watching these garbage films, so I can't say I'm
he made us
surprised by
watch
this.
Southland Tales.
I don't know you find these things.
I actually kind of enjoyed watching Southland Tales, not gonna lie.
Comparing Gore Vidal to Hunter S. Thompson, that's a big no for me.
Gore Vidal did much more for journalism than Hunter S.
No,
Thompson.
the fuck he didn't.
Yeah.
I'm hearing a lot of words. I wish I knew how to read at a time like this.
Woo! All right.
I have no
badass females.
Badass females. All right. Well, I'm gonna throw out.
Yes, badass women. Get back to the badass women.
Badass female of all time.
So, sorry. Last point thing. Myra Breckenridge was the first badass trans woman on film. Woo!
I'll give you that.
We will give
All right.
her
Yeah,
that.
totally give you that.
So,
Writing it down. I'm gonna read the book, not watch the movie.
Not watch the movie. Don't watch the movie. Jay's like, that's my piece on that. So I'm gonna talk about probably my favorite badass female character of all time. Which is the one and only Ahsoka Tano. Obviously, it's me, of course, I'm going to pick Ahsoka. But yeah, obviously, it's going to talk Star Wars at some point. Well, I mean, we already have to talk about Princess Leia a little bit, which is great. Also, honorable mention goes out to all the other badass females in Star Wars. Your Sabines, your Jen Ersos, your Rey Skywalker.
I didn't really like the Rebels version of Ahsoka.
Well, those are fighting words to me, Jake. So,
They were good, but they weren't great.
Okay,
I loved her in Clone Wars, but I didn't love her in Rebels. It is what it is.
But you liked
Paul
her.
is making me watch, not making me because I'm willingly doing it, watch Clone Wars because I've never seen it before. And we, spoilers, so anyone who has not seen Clone Wars, like tune out for a second, I guess. I don't know. We just got through the Ahsoka leaving the Jedi Order. Oh My God.
Hi.
Oh my God.
Hey, that was some bad bitch shit right there. Like,
Yeah.
Like, first of all, watching her like run away from everybody with only one lightsaber when she's used to fighting with two, and you've got like fucking Anakin Skywalker and all these clone troopers after you, and you are still running and still beating the shit out of them and still like off.
I feel like Ahsoka is someone that I feel like everyone in the world should aspire to be more like. Not only is she a badass, physically, she can hold her own against just about anyone in a lightsaber duel, including inevitably against small rebels. Spoiler alert, I guess. Darth Vader himself.
well, not just that, but she took a stand. She said, "Fuck this."
Yeah,
I'm not doing that.
I just say that the Jedi, I think, definitely in that time, in the Old Republic kind of time, needed that. I say the people that are most deserving of being Jedi are people who realize the flaws in the Council, in the Jedi. Qui-Gon being and that Ahsoka 100%. Luke Skywalker himself in the later movies. I know a lot of people. Okay, no, but actually Darth Maul's badass character, but no. But I think anyone who kind of realizes, hey, like it's a flawed system, and I think that's you want to see the best in something, and I think that's what someone like Ahsoka wanted, and that's why she inevitably did have to step away and kind of forge her own path. But I just think her kindness and her hope and her character development. I mean, in the movie, which let's face it, no one really liked, and I think she's honestly not the strongest character in the movie. And even in the beginning seasons, I think like, I like her, whatever, but she just so much character growth, just through Clone Wars and then into Rebels, and inevitably, hopefully, we'll see some more of her here in The Mandalorian soon. But I just think she's one of the most fascinating characters that Star Wars has ever produced, and just exactly what everyone should aspire to be, like I said. And just in that sense, I think she's the purest Jedi, in which she's the best of being a Jedi and acknowledges the failures that they do have.
That is why you are so much better than Mike, because you know what the fuck you're talking about.
It's true. I've been told this before.
And that's why I'm so happy right now.
Because
100% accurate.
Mike got called out and said me, so.
But he's smart and something.
Don't hug that bitch.
If you ever want to have someone school you in Mortal Kombat, he's your man. If you want to talk about Ahsoka Tano for like probably 5 hours, I'm your girl.
Okay, so Ahsoka versus
Sub-Zero.
What's that?
Ellen Ripley.
Sub-Zero?
Yeah.
Sub-Zero's not a woman.
Is winning, obviously.
Sub-Zero.
Okay, why?
Sub-Zero's not a woman. We're talking about powerful women.
She literally is trained in the Force. You think she couldn't get around some frozen water? Like, come on.
That's facts.
Lightsaber.
I think you mean
ice. Around.
It's melting it immediately, and that bitch has two.
Oh God, we need to do movie fights with like Mike versus Bethany for an entire episode.
I would be down.
I really want to see movie fights with Jake and Ferris, honestly.
That's true.
That could be a
fuck that motherfucker up.
Before we wrap up,
speaking of Ferris,
I'm better at hosting the show than you all are. I'm just kidding.
Next week, next week, something fucking cool.
Oh my God!
None of y'all want these problems. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that.
Now, here's the actual logistics. I have had to go to multiple animal rescue shelters and find cats for that episode.
It's on HBO Max.
No, I went to animal rescue shelters and found actual cats. I interviewed Somewhere between.
Is my favorite.
How many cats did you interview?
Somewhere between 18 and 25.
AJ, you're drunk.
No, I was drunk when I interviewed the cats.
Or the cats were drunk when they interviewed you.
Both.
Ready? Lightning speed round.
Look,
AJ,
if you're gonna
most powerful woman, go.
All right, Coy Janger,
Female,
style
go,
speed
AJ.
round.
AJ,
Okay.
list out lightning speed round. List off some of your favorite females.
Okay. My favorite females. Okay.
5. Ready? Go.
My 5 are
No, just
Okay,
talk
then,
about
everyone.
Calling it
one.
the speed round.
Talk about one. 15 seconds. I'll start counting. I don't have enough fingers, but I'll start counting.
You're awesome.
Okay, so I'll start talking about 1, 4, 15 seconds. Cameron Diaz has done some great stuff. Not only when she gave most of us a sexual awakening when she appeared in The Mask, but then we saw the Vanilla Sky where she kind of made that go from here to here. And The Counselor in 2013, directed by Ridley Scott.
Okay, speed round, go. Give us a character.
Round, go.
Who?
You.
Oh, me.
15, 14.
2, 1, go. Okay, it's obviously Beatrix Kiddo because she had revenge on her mind. She killed everybody who fucked with her in her life.
Yep.
And she was just the most badass bitch ever.
Time. Juice, go. Badass female.
You want to talk about a badass female? You want to talk about Elizabeth Olsen in Wind River? This is the perfect movie. This is the best movie. One of the great movies of our time. This movie is so good. Jeremy Renner's in it. But you remember Jeremy Renner because Elizabeth Olsen is so good. She is in this Alaska town. Who even knows what Alaska is? I don't. But she's so good in it. And she's walking around the snow and she's shooting people. I don't know if she actually shoots people. But I remember she's really good in it. And she does a lot. It's good.
Done.
Nobody even
yield
knows
the
what
rest
the
of my
fuck
time.
you're talking about.
All right. It's my turn?
Yes. Go.
All right. Angelina Jolie as Mrs. Smith and Mr. and Mrs. Smith. She is the smartest person in that movie. She has the biggest support system, and she knows exactly how to get what she wants. Mr. Smith is a fucking dumbass, and she has the best support system there, and she knows how to get things done.
Oh, wait. No, you got 2 more seconds. Sorry.
I think you had 5 more seconds. 3 more seconds.
What is that? All right, I'm gonna throw out a couple people. Also, Liam has mentioned Scarlet Witch now, like I think 5 times. So that's for you, Liam. She is great. I'd also say CJ Craig from The West Wing. She's amazing. Best speeches, except for President Bartlett, which obviously had the most amazing speeches, but she was badass female in a room full of men in pretty much every scene, and she was great. Peggy Carter, mentioned her briefly earlier. She's great. Again, her show, it was super short-lived. She should have had more seasons. I hate that ending kind of ruined the show, but whatever, besides the point. All the ladies of Stranger Things, pretty much all of them. Joyce, 11, obviously, they're all badasses.
Time.
And the Schuyler sisters, because they're on Disney Plus now, so it's technically a script.
Okay.
Go.
Ready? All right. Number 1, River Tam from Firefly. I can't believe we didn't bring up Summer Glau. Oh my God. What the hell's the matter with us? And, Grey's Anatomy, Bailey. Yes, bitch. Black, mental illness, chief of the fucking hospital. What? Thank you. And final last one, Queen Elizabeth from The Crown, because she's a badass bitch. Woo! Oh, and finally, sorry to get political on you guys.
Your time is up, Kim.
Bitch. Girl, put your shoes on because she just broke the glass ceiling. Yes.
My girl Kamala.
Kamala.
Like on Saturday. So
yeah, we don't get political, but you know where we stand.
Yes.
This
Who's
was
this?
an
Christopher Nolan?
Christopher
Fuck.
Nolan?
Never heard of him. Terrible.
It's a tenet of our faith not to bring him up. But guys, I believe we just had an episode.
That was the show. What the show?
That was
What,
the show.
Wait, who the fuck is the winner?
There are no winners in this, Jake.
There
No,
five
Kim.
people on screen.
That's not
and
how
three
we do
people
things.
watching, and we are the winners.
The chat will
Oh,
decide.
yeah.
Liam, pick.
Bethany and Kim are the winners.
Liam doesn't get to pick.
I will not accept anything that Liam says.
Absolutely.
He works the behemoth.
We just need to get
Sun does
Liam
not
on a
shine on me.
show soon.
Canada's Wonderland. A delightful
Juice.
park.
Liam says juice.
Juice is the winner for
Juice.
this age here.
Always the
Yeah,
winner.
that's true. I mean, look at that sweet mustache that he made happen like 2 minutes before the show.
If you
Yes,
allow
bring out
that,
the guitar.
You know, winners
if
and
you allow that, I will not be at your fucking wedding.
No, never.
Play us out, Juice. Play us out.
Well,
Nobody
wait,
can ever win.
Isn't there supposed to be a what the show theme song that introduces us?
Yeah,
I have to learn it on
Yeah,
guitar. I gotta write it quick. Hang on. Talk for like 2 minutes. I'll write a theme song.
Ooh, okay.
Am I talking to figure out how to
No,
not get a copyright claim on the channel? Because it's
He's playing again. I love this.
I want like an
I love
F
this.
sharp minor.
That's part of the night. Yeah.
This is anticipation.
I don't want to be involved in this wedding
No,
anymore.
C sharp minor into A to B to C,
Jay,
like we're in an emo
Come
band.
on.
Let's do some emo chords.
But you love me, and I love you.
Oh well, I'll show up for Bethany, but fuck Mike.
Jake,
Yeah.
go put a
What
dress
about
on and be
AJ?
one of the bridesmaids.
I think he could rock it. What color? I think
Yeah.
it would be like a hue from purple to pink. Would you prefer pink or would you prefer purple?
I'm a purple dude.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Dude,
Purple.
We can make that happen.
And top.
Liam just pointing out the facts.
Hey,
The
honestly,
juice
like
always
for
wins.
It's on the key tag.
honestly, for real, I would put on a purple dress and be a bridesmaid instead of a groomsman.
We're doing it. You heard it here first.
Okay,
folks.
so
Speaking
if-
of dresses,
if-
I may or may not have a picture of PLD wearing one of my sister's pink bridesmaids dresses.
We're gonna
Oh,
do-
you better fucking have that. I need that picture right now.
In full, wait, no, there's more. Full Darth Maul makeup.
or shit.
Swear to God. I
I
will
mean,
find
that-
this picture
I
and
want this
send
to
it
be
to
our
you.
wedding invitation.
I'm really gonna need you to unearth that photo, and we're
I'm gonna find it and send it to you. I need to find it. It's like buried.
photos on the bathroom, so they're wedding like the men's or the women's room. He could be both.
Yep.
You heard it here first, folks.
Real quick,
I will
there's
find
that-
it and send it.
Like for real, I would rather
for real.
be Bethany's bridesmaid than Mike's groomsman, just for
Okay.
the fun of it.
we just heard this, so
Mike, I'll be
Dick
your
gets a
groomsman.
dress, I get a suit.
Wait. I can have Kim as a groomsman and
I'll be your groomsman.
Yeah.
Groomsman. Oh my god, yes. I'm liking this.
I am loving everything
Wait.
that's happening right now.
Do I get to wear a
I'm-
pantsuit? Can I wear a pantsuit?
Can you wear like a
Absolutely.
white one like Kamala did with the tie?
Yes.
Do that. Do it.
Kim,
I'm there.
you
I'm
wear
gonna-
matching suits like pinstripes.
I'm gonna
Yes.
do everything I can to derail this wedding.
Juice, you got our theme song?
All right, dude.
Yeah, I got you.
Juice,
The juice.
theme
is-
song. Are you
So,
the imposter?
Xena was a big thing for me.
Ooh, Xena.
Here we go.
Yeah.
AJ.
Like she was like a bisexual in control of herself, which as somebody who
And
like
it's
I am
right,
mostly
yeah.
straight, it's a big thing, but there's also like she was an actor
And
on
AJ,
middle of the night television, and that's a
AJ,
badass.
we love you. Oh, kitty.
Indy,
But Indy is here, and Juice is gonna play us out. So, shh.
the juice.
All right. This is a complete
Juice.
original that I just
Play us
wrote.
out.
Yeah, totally original. Love it.
Original.
Yo, my name's not Dr. Juice. Yo, my name's not Dr. Seuss. You might know me by another name, Justin the Juice.
What the show?